Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, the White House, President Barack Obama, he says, we don't know what Iran's intentions are for harassing American vessels. According to the Daily Wire, and over there at Bart Begley's Crusader Journal, as the Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro is reporting, it emerged that Iran has trailed American Navy vessels in the Persian Gulf. The Iranian ship came within 200 yards of the American vessel, which fired a warning shot. This is the second time this week that Iranians have threatened American ships in the Persian Gulf. Hours after reports detailed the diplomatic disaster, the White House responded in what can only be described as a dance with delusion. State Department spokesman Elizabeth Trudeau issued a statement yesterday suggesting that the United States does not know Iran's intentions for committing acts that unnecessarily are escalating the tensions in the region. Well, folks, I'm just telling you, I think what's happened is America has been so passive, has been so easy to push around, not because our military capability isn't there, not because the finest and the bravest men and women in uniform representing this nation's defense aren't ready to do something, aren't willing to respond, or aren't willing to stand in the gap for our country and for other allied nations, but because the leadership coming out of Washington seems to draw red lines but never sticks to them, sets dates and never keeps them, and constantly willing to bribe, send money to the Iranians. When you send $400 million to get 4 prisoners back, instead of doing like Ronald Reagan did, double dog dare them they better be out of the country within 1 hour after you're sworn in his office. I mean, when you play the appeasement game like Jimmy Carter did, then 51 hostages rot in an Iranian prison for 444 days. But if they don't think you mean business, if you're all bark and no bite, if you're all hat and no boots, they just mess with you, and they will continue to push the limits. And if you're willing to let them come within 200 yards of your naval battleships and destroyers, then they'll say, okay, so they're not going to do anything about that, so we can coexist now in the same waters with the United States Navy. You've just lost strategic position. I mean, you have to show that you're controlling the waters, even if that means one of those little patrol boats gets blown away and the other 3 go scurrying back, and the whole public world screams, what's America doing? You can always repent later, okay? But you still send a message that you control the waters. We're talking about the Straits of Hormuz here. We're talking about 40% of the oil in the world is exported through that little small strait. Who's controlling this thing? And your answer of, well, we don't know why they're doing it is really weak. Again, we're talking about weakness, not strength. I'll be back. I'll discuss it. You want to go a little further with this? Sure, I have no problem with that. We'll talk about it in our live broadcast. Starts at 12 noon Eastern today at my website at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com, and plus everywhere else, including live right here on this YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks. This world is absolutely volatile, and Satan and the New World Order is rising, and Christ is coming. Are you ready? Don't be left behind.